Greetings ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Final Fantasy XII, and in today's episode we're going to be picking up exactly where we left off previously, which was in Vegan, and we're going to be entering a new area now as we go towards the Crystal Core, and it can be a bit of a confusing place, so I'm going to give you step-by-step instructions on how to get through. I hope this video is a little bit of a help for you, and if it is, don't forget to hit the like button, and we'll get on with today's show, so stay tuned. So this is the waystone that we finished off previously, where we defeated the last boss. So we're going to activate this now. We're going to select it and then select touch the device. We're going to get the customary cutscene, of course, as we get thrust into a brand new area, which we saw at the end of the last episode. And this is known as the Great Crystal, and we're thrown into an area known as Areana Vicari. And as you can see, the map is not very helpful. The mini-map itself has gone, it's vanquished, and the map itself in terms of the actual overlay map is also very, very confusing and doesn't actually update or anything. So yeah, this is going to be a fun area. So the first thing we're going to do is make our way over to this green barrier here. You can see there's various nothings that turn into paths. So we're going to get our bearings as we traverse across this place by facing certain areas that we can all, look to together. For example, this barrier here. Even though we can't pass it, we can use it as a reference point. So you want to face this barrier, and then we're going to head over to the left, to the railing on this side, and we'll create the path. So you don't want to be taking the other path. The other path, by the way, leads up, as you can see. This one leads down. So make sure you're going down, then you'll know you're heading in the right direction. And this will take you into the next area. And again, the map doesn't change at all. So it's really cruel. I mean, not updating the map in any way, shape or form is a bit of a mean thing to do, isn't it? But that's the way this area works, unfortunately. So we'll take care of the enemies here. Now we're going to have to trigger this trap unless you want to cast float, if you have float, in order to grab the treasure chest. But I do recommend doing so because the treasures in this place are very nice. Mainly due to the fact that, you can't really use reference maps to see where they are. So I will point them out to you. So this one has a cloud staff. I'm just going to have a look at that actually. So yeah, that's a pretty nice improvement, it's got to be said. I'm giving Ash the Worm Hero Blade at the moment due to its massive attack power when she's not healing. But I think we're going to go ahead and give that nice new Cloud Staff to our resident Black Mage there. So that when we use her, she can make use of it, of course. Right then, so this particular area is known as Kaboni Gilam Prativan. I'm going to try and show you the area names just so you can reference them in your own game. And then we're going to make our way down. This is the only path, I believe, outside the path that we entered in. So we don't have much choice here. Let's just speed up a bit. So there's no treasure in this next area, but there will be another couple of fiends for us to take care of. Oh, there is a treasure, my mistake. Take care of him, trigger a trap no doubt. And loot the treasure. We get a thief's cap. So this area now is still the same area, which means we need to just continue on down. We're basically looking for the area Dar Vicari Broom. Ah, we're here. That's good. And here there's no treasure, so we'll just take the waystone. And this, I believe, should move us to a Vicari Kaboni. Yes, so we're still going in the right direction, which is a good start. And this is waystone number 6. So we'll just remember that for future reference. And there's 3 openings you can see here. One to the left, the centre, and to the right. And basically, we don't want to be taking this one. This is the right one if I've got that correct. Yes. since that will take us to a barrier that we can't yet make our way through, which is Gate Cancer. And we're going to ignore the centre one for the time being. We're going to head down the central passage for now. So the left passage for now, to make sure I've got that lined up. Yep. And this should take us to an area known as Stana Cancer or something. Yep. So there'll be a couple of mithril golems for us to take out first of all, so we'll go ahead and do that. Okay. Grab the loots. Slow things down. And we get this gate key here. Just access the right side of it. There we go. You actually have to come to the side. And this is the Cancer Gate Stone. So we'll touch this device. Right, and now we're just going to head back up the path that we came. And there might be a fiend on the way. Yes, so this fiend wasn't here previously, but it will spawn now. It's a Reaper. And now we're going to take the right hand path, because we've actually opened the barrier that I said was previously inaccessible. Level high. Grab the treasure. You want to make sure you don't miss the treasures in this place, as they tend to always have nice items in them. So this area is Broom Piss Pratty. And we're just going to go out the other way here. Continuing to go down. And this should take us into Dark Vicari Tark, I believe. Yes. And this is Waystone number 5, so make sure you check that this is the Waystone you've reached, because everything looks the same. So if you've got some other Waystone, then you're in the wrong place. And this will take us to Waystone number 4. A Vicari Brun. And here you can see another gate barrier. This is Gate Pisces. And so we need to really turn this off. And so we're going to go down the left hand path. The right hand path, or the path behind rather, goes up. So that's not the path you want to take. You want to take... actually it's the right hand path that we want to take. So look at that. Okay, the left hand path goes up. Ignore that one. The right hand path goes down. This is the one we want to take. And now we enter an area known as Trank Peace Pra. So this is the area you should be reading on your screen as well. We've got 3 of these fiends to take care of this time. Grab the treasure, we get a set of Gaia gear. Okay. And then if we just turn around here, we can see there's another path that leads us down. I couldn't see it then, I was worried. But we do need to go down this path. And this should take us to another area with another gate stone. So the name of this area is Stana Pisces. And we get another couple of Mithril Guardians protecting the stone, so we'll have to take care of these first. Yada yada. Okay. And so we can see there's another gate there that's blocked, so we'll head back up now that we've turned off the previous gate that we saw. So from here we head back up again. That was the area there where we looted the treasure from. So this is Waystone 4. If you remember where we first entered this region a couple of minutes ago. Okay, we're not going to do anything with that. I don't want to go back. I just want to show you that that's Waystone 4, so you can get your bearings. And basically the gate has gone now. So this is where the gate was previously. And we can head down at this point. And this should take us to an area known as Dar Vikari Jula. So I'm just going to bring that up so we can see that we're still in the right location. And this is Waystone 3. So we're going to use this, which will take us to Waystone number 2. So we get a brief cutscene here.
I've never seen this much mist. Are you all right?
I'm fine, thank you.
Is that nethicite?
I wonder.
With that much nethicite in one's grasp.
You could destroy all of Ivalice, if you wished it.
Righty-ho. So now we're going to head down again. And there's a save crystal. Now this save crystal is probably obviously hinting there's a boss coming up. So one of the ways you're going to want to prepare for this fight that's coming up is to make sure that you're going to be using a physical based team, because the boss is an enemy that can switch his or her what is it, elemental weakness, no, elemental strength even. So basically you can be doing damage to it with you know, your black magic or whatever the case may be, or your weapon that's imbued with an element, and you're doing nice damage, then all of a sudden you start healing it, and that's because it switches its elements around all the time. So try and use a physical based team for this particular battle, and try and use weapons that don't have any elements on them. So I'm using Bash and Varn, and both of their weapons do not have any elements, which is what we want to see. And as well as that, you need to guard against some status effects, but in particular you really want to guard against silence, since that's going to be the big one in this battle. Personally, I'm just using ribbons at this particular point now. So I've got a ribbon on Varn, a ribbon on Bash, and a ribbon on Ash, so the status effects won't be a problem. But if you don't have ribbon, then just, you know, use some gambits or whatever the case may be to throw some echo herbs onto characters that get silence. You will want to use echo herbs rather than Vox, because it's silence Gar, so you know you're probably going to get silenced on your you know, gambit healing person anyway. If you want to know how to get ribbons, just check out the playlist. I have got a video in there which I've made showing you how to get 3 ribbons, 6 ribbons, however many you want to farm for. And probably the best way to get them in the game as well is the method that I show you, at least multiple versions of them. And you can do that at this point, so you know, you can save your game here and go to the trial mode and watch that video and grab those ribbons. But you should be okay even without ribbons if you just use echo herbs, as I say. But I'm going to save here and we'll move on. Finally, just 2 more gambits you'll probably want to set up to make sure that you have your Dispeller ready to remove haste from the boss, because it'll be on right from the very beginning, so you want to get that off pretty prompto. And you might as well, if you don't have ribbon, this is going to be important, need to set up a gambit to remove disease. Now disease can only be removed with a rank 3 remedy, or with the cleanse spell, which I have shown you how to get, or with the serum item. So make sure you're set up to remove disease, or that's going to basically cripple you if you don't. And then when you're ready, engage with Waystone 1, and this will help us by taking us to the area with the boss in question. And I should also mention at this point that this boss happens to be an Esper. So once we're successful, we'll add a new Esper to our repertoire. Let's slow things down a bit as well as we make our way through to the next area here. Welcome to Shemhazai, or Shemhazai. So you may be familiar with this fella or this lady. I can never tell what gender these Espers are because they're so wonderfully designed. Make sure you grab the things from the outside. These are one-time spawn chests, don't forget. And on top of that, you can probably steal from this Esper as well. In terms of stuff you can steal, you can get the Sagittarius gem and High Arcana. There we go. Just make sure that we're not healing. We're not. Just keep using your elemental free weapons. I forgot that Ash was attacking actually. We need to check what she's attacking with. Ah, okay, so we need to get rid of that quite frankly. Right, she'll have to use the defender. It's lower attack, but has no element associated with it. I completely forgot I had an attack gambit on Ash. And this guy's level 45, so around the same level as my party, and he has 91,000 health. And don't forget to use your standard healing gambits as well. And if you do struggle in this fight, then you can go for the age-old tactic of unleashing a bunch of quickening chains, and that's going to help you take this Esper down quite quickly. Shemhazai the Whisperer. But there's no real change in this encounter if you get it to low health. So you can just follow the same tactic all the way through the battle. And there we have it. Yeah, definitely a lady, this one. And there we have our next Esper added to our collection. And a few people have been asking me how you know who the best character is to give the Espers to, because once you've tossed it to one character it disappears from the license boards of all the others. And the reason I haven't really explained that much is because, you know, I can't just tell you which is the best character in many cases to give an Esper to, since it basically depends on your job combinations. But I'm going to show you how I decide, and then you can use that in your own decisions when you go ahead and teach Espers to your party. So if we go to a gambit board, a license board, we can see that the Esper Shemhazai has been added to the board. Now what's important to note, and the same is true for quickenings as well, is that once you've learned this Esper, it disappears. The whole node, the whole square disappears from all of the license boards, which means anything that appears on this side which hasn't been learned is going to become inaccessible completely. So what you just need to do is check on each license board and see what abilities are going to be blocked that you might want to learn. And the only way to do so will be to learn that Esper. So for instance on Varn here, he's going to get blocked off from learning Potion Law 2 if somebody else learns Shemhazai, because this node will disappear. But I'm not really interested in Potion Law 2, so unless, you know, there's really bad combinations on the other boards, I'm probably not going to be giving this Esper to Varn. So we'll move over to Balthea here. We can see that his Foe Breaker means nothing. He can learn Shemhazai or not. It's not going to block anything. So we'll go on his Shikari board. And we can see that there's going to be 2 squares blocked off if somebody else learns this Esper. There will be Guns 5 and Guns 6. So these could potentially be useful. Although Balthea doesn't really use guns, it's something to bear in mind as we go through the other characters. Now straight away I can see Fran has 3 nodes that are going to be dependent upon her learning Shemhazai. They are Heavy Armor 10, Heavy Armor 11 and Heavy Armor 12. And if we go on her other board as well, we can see that she'll also be able to learn White Magic 7, which is probably something she's going to want to learn. So I'm almost certainly at this point going to be giving this Esper to Fran, but we'll just check the others to make sure. Okay, Bash doesn't need it for his Time Battle Mage, and he's not going to need it at all because his Ulan doesn't cut anything off at all. And then Ash will be given access to Hands Bomb 3. Okay, probably not that exciting. And if we just try and find it here. Okay, nothing's going to get blocked off because we've already learned this ability on that one. And then finally Penelo. So she's going to get locked off from Potion Law 3 if she doesn't learn this Esper. And just check her Black Mage over here. She's going to get locked off and basically using Mirror Mail, which can be useful, but ultimately I think we need to give it to Fran, because Fran is going to get access to Cleanse, Asuna, and also to these 3 abilities down here. So we'll go ahead and learn it on Fran. And then we can go ahead and teach her these other 2 white magic abilities. So she can Cleanse, which gets rid of disease, and Asuna, of course, does a whole bunch of other status effect removal, so it's nice to have a backup Cleanser and Asuna. And because she's learned it, she can also now learn these other 3 armor abilities on her other board. So that's basically the thought process I go through when choosing who to apply Espers to, and also Quickenings. The Quickenings, of course, every character learns Quickenings, but they can only learn 3 of their 4 Quickenings on the board. So once you've learned 3, the 4th, whichever position that's in, whichever square, is going to disappear. So when you're learning your Quickenings, make sure you learn the 3 that are going to give you access to the greatest number of other abilities. Right, okay. So we've done that. And now we're going to head down to the next area. And we're going to head through to another waystone. Just checking as I go around that there's no other loot. Snap around this place. And it would appear that there isn't. Okay, folks, so I'm actually going to finish the episode off here because we're going on a bit now, and actually proceeding forward we're going to get quite a bit of story which we're going to start with in the next episode. So I hope you've enjoyed watching today. I hope this has been helpful to you, and if it has, don't forget to just leave a like and make sure you subscribe to my gaming channel, and we'll be back soon as we continue on with Final Fantasy XII. Cheers all, thanks for joining me.